Welcome, everyone. Just wanted to take some time to introduce ShippyPro and what is yet another native integration between Enterprise and their platform. Um, Many of you know, we've been doing ERP for a long time, and I guess one of the challenges that we've experienced over the years is integrating with different couriers, and then the situation where it costs a lot of money first of all, or oh, let me just get rid of that because I think you're all seeing the preview one. I'll just redo that again. But the costs in essence of integrating with different couriers, and then how that in essence can make it very sticky and very challenging for you to change them based on new contracts that you might have agreed with them and things like that. So one of the things that we wanted to do with our Shippy Pro integration is to give you an element of flexibility, but also to complete that entire digital process from quote to cash, right? We always talk about that process of generating a quote, an order, a delivery, with the integrated warehouse management within Enterprise. That entire process now is digitalized. And the last mile of that sort of process, I guess, was bringing it out to the courier, generating the manifest, and making that as simple and as easy as possible. So I'm joined today by Jason, who's going to take us through a little bit of that. But ultimately, just to give you a bit of an essence of how it kind of works within Enterprise, you're familiar already with the way the integration agents that we've built already within Enterprise work. So we've got Stripe and Square and Shopify and WooCommerce and ShippyPro and all of these other native integrations that are part of the core solution. And now ShippyPro takes its place within that marketplace. So again, the concept here is to drive this in a serviceless way so that you can get up and running and integrate with your carriers, as many of them as you need to. I think there's 180 that Jason will refer to a little later on, but integrating with 180 of those different carriers to help you both with domestic and international shipping. So in essence, we're going to show you a little bit about how Enterprise allows you to create the orders. Obviously, you'll go and pick those with our warehouse management system if that's the way you want to go. Create the deliveries, push those deliveries through to ShippyPro with all the relevant information that's necessary. And from that point, then you'll go into ShippyPro and complete the various steps that they need that Jason will bring us through to generate the manifests and labels, and then select the courier if you've got multiple couriers based on different biddings and things like that. I won't take away from his or steal his thunder when he gets going, but in essence, that's the concept. To connect, just to make just to show you how simple it is, and like I come from years of this, of building these integrations, and I can tell you that normally it's thousands of euros per courier to build these, and historically it was always one at a time. So when I see how architecture and innovation can actually help driving down the cost of these different things, it's what really gets me up and out of bed in the morning. The Shippy Pro integration here, for example, is literally just copying some API keys from Shippy Pro into Enterprise, and then the handshake is complete. And then after that, we start to do some settings. Within Enterprise in the latest release, you'll see in the items, there's now length, width, height, and weight fields, but also the commodity codes and country of origin, I think, codes that need to go on certain deliveries. So all of that is now populated in Enterprise and can be imported in using your item importer. So once that information is in there and saved, that connection is now done. And no matter what courier you contract with through ShippyPro, we're able to build a connection straight through to that courier. So you may use DPD, Royal Mail, or An Post for your domestic deliveries, but maybe you're using DHL for international, and that can all be set as either standards, or you can use, I think it's like a bidding mechanism that Jason might show us, where you can actually look at the different courier rates and see which is the best way to ship it for the best value. So that's in essence our side of it. It sounds very simple, but that's the whole mantra behind Enterprise and this particular integration. Jason has, I think, a few slides. Isn't that right, Jason? So maybe you could introduce Shippy Pro because I'm not sure everybody's familiar with it.
Yeah, by all means. So thank you, Morgan, and thank you for the team for hosting this, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it, and obviously a pleasure to be a part of the partnership. So if you just want to go down, Morgan. It's so basically ShippyPro. We are a European-based company based in Italy, and we've been going for over 10 years now. And the reason for the business, or the reason that we set up, was to simplify shipping and make things easier for customers from a standpoint. So when you, like you said, you've got requirements for different carriers, you've got pain points, you've got complications, cost implications when you've got carrier connections, and time as well, because obviously, as you know, it's quite time sensitive when you're trying to integrate a new carrier. And it can take a long time to get that API connection done with each carrier individually, and takes up your IT time, your resources, and things that absorb cost into the business. So ShippyPro has basically created the solution. So as you can see here, we're a multi-carrier solution. We've got over 180 now, as of today, over 100 carrier connections. And with ShippyPro, that means we've got all the connections. So if there is a carrier, we've got all of the services where you've got different times, special delivery and things like that. And we've connected, not only have we connected the carriers, but obviously working with Enterprise, you've now got the marketplaces as well. So like Morgan said, you've got Shopify, you've got WooCommerce and so forth. So it's a very simple, easy way of connecting all your carriers straight away. And again, I'll go through that in a bit more detail as we go through. So we've got 4 pillars. Basically, like I said, it's easy to integrate with us. It's an API connection. We've got multiple API connections which solve every problem that you would require. We're omni-channel, so that enables you to then obviously connect with marketplaces, Enterprise, and then obviously the carriers as well, and improving the delivery, the speed, the service, and obviously the way that you can populate things with your carriers, and the information you get back is all live data. So again, it's straightforward. And we have other services which enable you to then budget your costs, enable you to look at carrier performance, and obviously your shipping performance with said carriers. So from a worldwide perspective, we have clients in over 50 countries. We have integrations with every carrier, with every country. So if we are integrated with, for argument's sake, DPD, we're integrated with DPD Poland, DPD Ireland, DPD France, etc., etc. Like I said, we've got clients in all of the countries that you can see on the map there, and it doesn't mean that we can't go anywhere. So we stem from west coast of the US all the way over to China, Asia, Australia, and so forth. We have the technology in 5 different languages. So English, as you can see on the map, English, Italian, Spanish, French, and German. So again, the technology is advanced. The AI will talk in whatever language it needs to, and it works with what carriers you need to work in those countries. Okay. Here's just some of the brands that we have. Obviously, we have multiple more, but obviously these are the ones that we just use as our staple, just to show that we are a serious player, not only in the UK, but globally. And as you can see, some of the brands are from all over the world. And as I said earlier, we've got the largest carrier library in the market. And what that means is not only have we got the carriers on board. So again, it makes it straightforward, easy, simple. Once you're integrated with Enterprise, click onto the ShippyPro connection. And then as long as you've got a connection or an account with said carrier, it's a click of a button and you're in. So again, we've got services, drop-off points, PUDOs, locker boxes, as well as home delivery, B2B, B2C. So yeah, we can supply anything that you require. And again here, so you can see our services. So you've got the ability to create labels, stock labels, hold labels. You can then pull off orders. So if you're using handheld scanners within the warehouse, you can then back orders and then create them. You can bulk upload. We have the ability to do reporting and analytics. So like I said earlier, you've got the ability to compare carriers, service costs, SLAs, and this is all live data that we gather from the carriers. And again, you've got the ability to then create notifications, email alerts, WhatsApp and SMS notifications as well. So the way we've done it is for basically user interface, so that it looks good, it feels good, and it's easy to use. Less clicks, less manual time, less time in the warehouse, obviously creating, again, time saving and cost saving for the staff. And then there's user experience. So things like errors, address validation and things like that, we've simplified, again, making it very easy to use it. And also you've got notifications. So like I said, email, SMS and WhatsApp. Again, these can be tailored, Pantoned, changed with logos and so forth again. So there's a multitude of ways of working with us, but there's a deep dive that we can go into at a later date when somebody's of interest.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jason. So let's if I can just get rid of this PowerPoint, which is never necessarily the easiest thing in the world to do.
No worries.
Let's give you a little look at this solution in action from my side, and then I can share. Jason can share his screen if you like. So I'm in a little demo company, and in essence, what I wanted to do is just go into the sales order section. So
Morgan, we're just still seeing the presentation.
thank you, Sal. Now I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong. That's not easy. Here we go. I'm pressing the buttons, but nothing's happening. Okay. Super. Okay, you should be able to see Enterprise now, and I'm assuming everybody's familiar with what that looks like. Great. So within Enterprise, obviously you're going to create your orders. So you're going to create those orders as normal, just as you're familiar with. And in a lot of instances, those orders are going to flow out to the WMS to be picked and packed, etc., by the various different pickers. Okay, and once that's done, it's going to create your deliveries. So from your delivery, you're going to be able to do a couple of things. You can either one by one go into each delivery here within the actions and go to ShippyPro. And in there, you can come in and complete the various bits of information that it needs. Now, some of this information can be set as standard, like the carrier, the service, for example. And then you can also come in and type in the content that is relevant for all deliveries, something that the courier is going to want to know based on the manifest that you've created. So once you've populated the content here, you can send it to ShippyPro by clicking the button. I will get a small little error, I think, because I'm not connected. And that is now the transaction. There we go. Now that is the transaction now pushed across to ShippyPro in itself. So that's how we would manage the deliveries moving to ShippyPro one at a time. Coupled with that in the email and billing screen, we now have the concept here of ShippyPro, where we can come in here and see all of the deliveries that are ready to go. You can see the carrier, the service, and the content that's already populated. So that's already populated. We'll tick it and it will just get ready to send. In this instance here, I don't have the content, so I need to populate it. So box of widgets, click on save. And then as we populate the information here, we can tick all of the various different ones we need to populate, click send to ShippyPro, and the next thing you'll know is ShippyPro take over that transaction, and you can log in via your browser just like you can with Enterprise to complete the process around those different transactions. So that in essence is just to show very quickly, if I can, before we jump off that. In here in the items section, you have the new attributes tab where you're able to put in your height, your length, your width, and your weight of the product, the harmonized system code, commodity code, and country of origin. And all of those can be populated one at a time, or we can import them in via Excel using the data importer. So you can look at that as well. And then within the customer, you can also define a default courier that you want to use for that particular customer also. So that in essence is our side of it. It seems quite simple, but that's basically how it all works. Jason, maybe you'd like to take over and give us a little look at your side of things. Great.
Yeah, but I mean, let's hopefully I can share screen or not. So can you see my screen okay, Morgan?
We can
Sally?
indeed, Jason.
Excellent, excellent. That's good. A slick switch over. So here, so basically, what as Morgan said, what we would do is, if somebody is interested in ShippyPro via Enterprise, you would then connect Enterprise, select that you wish to speak to ShippyPro, and then one of my colleagues or I will be in contact with your good self, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer. And then we would set up an account for you. So obviously from an account setup, we'll give you the access to the APIs and the platform. And what that will then mean is we then allocate an API key to Enterprise, and Enterprise would then set you up within the system. So you've got full transparency, full visibility, and full clarity. As I said earlier in the slides, what we would do then, or what you need to do as a customer, is come onto the home screen from our portal here. Let's just move that. So what you would then do is come into our home screen. You can connect onto carriers, and as you can see here, there's the plethora of carriers that we've got in our library. So again, you can select what country you're based in, whether it's UK, Ireland, or other, and then you can search per carrier, or you can just go down and look at the actual specific carrier. You hit the thumbnail. The thumbnail will then take you to the login page for that carrier. It would ask for your account number, your API key from that carrier, and then that would then allocate that to set you up and would then put you onto your carrier network. So here you would have your carriers. You can then implement your rates and then upload those. So for specific carriers, the UPS, DHL, FedEx, etc., once you've put your account number in, whether it's a domestic and international road, you would set up a different connection for each account number, and that would then populate your accounts, and your rates would then be based in here. From here, that would then give you the access. You've then got the shipping platform, which then obviously shows you your orders, but from you're going through Enterprise. So what that will do then, and from here, what you can do is with your carrier connections, you can edit. So basically what that enables you to do is, if you wish to use certain carriers for certain postcodes or zip codes, you can do so. If you have certain weights that you wish to use certain carriers for, so raw mail and post up to 2 kilos, and then DPD from 2 kilos to 5 kilos, it enables you to set that parameter. So again, or if it's value. So if something is of a high value compared to low value due to customs clearance, or just because of insurance purposes, again, you can stipulate that within the APIs. So this will enable you to not only specify which postcodes, which countries, which areas you can dictate, whether it's Highlands and Islands for one carrier, the UK or Southern Ireland for other carriers, or worldwide, zip codes for the US, excuse me, got a frog in my throat, or it will enable you to do both or all. So you can have different zip codes, different weight bands, different dimensions, as well as different pricing. So or different value of goods. At that point, it will then enable you, if you've got multiple carriers, you can then stipulate to have it sent that way, or you can ask to have it sent on the most cost-effective service you have for that country. And then this portal, or our portal, will enable you to either automatically, with our automation, be able to say, okay, I've gone for the most cost-effective to France for 10 kilos, and it's X carrier. We will then create the label or put it into the label batch so that you can then print the labels off all in one go, singularly, or at a time. So what this enables you to do then is then have so many parameters that you as the customer prefer. So not only does this give you time saving, it gives you cost saving, and again, obviously, it enables you to then benefit from using the best services and the best prices that you've got available to you without having to manually request those rates. And that's kind of the basics of what our solution with Enterprise does. There's multiple more, which I could go on for quite a while, on analytics, automation, the notification and the emails. But obviously don't want to, if somebody is very interested, then we can have a talk later on. But that's the basics of the ability of what using Enterprise and ShippyPro will do for customers.
Thanks, Jason. I think just to also mention that when the manifest is created and the delivery is planned on ShippyPro, we do receive back into Enterprise a link that you can access from Enterprise to track the parcel as well, which is something that you could include on your delivery notes and your invoices if you process them after the manifest has actually been created. So it's something just to add into the overall sort of workflow, if you like, around the solution. Okay. But I guess ultimately, if anybody has any very specific questions around the solution, Jason, we can put them directly in touch with you, and you can.
Yes,
because I'm quite sure everybody has some specific requirements that maybe not everybody has, which is understandable. So guys, that's our partnership with ShippyPro and the native integration. Really easy to get up and running. Jason's available to talk a little bit more on a one-to-one basis around your own specific requirements. I think the flow is really nice from Enterprise through to ShippyPro, and we will be enhancing all of that over time, because there's some lovely little features in there that I noticed around text message and WhatsApp alerting and tracking, parcel tracking, and all sorts of other things that we can do, even collections and managing collections that we could all integrate into down the line to improve that whole experience. But right now, I think it's just a chance for us to digitalize that last mile of the supply chain, if you like, which was something that was very important to us, and to do it at a very cost-effective way. So please reach out to us if you've got any questions. As Sally said, we're going to give you back a half an hour of your day. So thank you very much for joining us. And if we can help, please let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Good to see you again, Morgan. Thanks.